Morty and Charming Theo. Written by Kathy Hoggan, illustrated by David Opie. Monday, the new mouse. Meet our new student, Miss Snicker Whisker announced. Theo had just moved from Holland. Holland. She pointed to a small country on the map of Europe. Let's all welcome him, she added. The new mouse said hello and took a seat. During recess, the other students showed Theo around and admired his soccer skill. Everyone was gathered around Theo except Morty, Ben, and Fred. They weren't used to being ignored. I don't see what's so great about him anyway, Morty grumbled. No worries, Fred replied. He may be the newest mouse, but we're still the coolest. Morty and Ben agreed. Theo won't be big news for long, Morty said. Tuesday with Theo. At afternoon recess, Morty, Ben, and Fred were the first ones on the soccer field. They were always given first pick of the players. Theo arrived and started to juggle the soccer ball with his feet. He even balanced the ball on his head. The students crowded around in awe. Any team with Theo will be unbeatable, one mouse exclaimed. I want to be on Theo's team, said another mouse. They formed teams and started to play. Theo was as skilled as everyone thought. We can't complete with those moves, Fred groaned. When Theo scored another goal, when the bell rang, everyone headed back to their classrooms. Morty overheard a few mice say Theo is the coolest mouse in the whole school. Not if I can help it, Morty thought. Wednesday, without Theo. Wednesday, during gym class, Coach Mac announced, remember you need a permission slip to play the soccer game. After school, Morty smirked and showed the slip he'd stolen from Theo's box to Ben and Fred. Theo won't be showing off at the game today, he whispered. Theo looked puzzled. When were the slips given out? He asked. You didn't get one, Morty snickered. That's too bad. He waved the slip behind his back as Freddy and Ben tried not to burst out laughing. When school ended, the mice chattered about the game. We're going to run as fast as Mega Mouse on the field, Fred bragged. Theo's ears perked up. Do you play the new Mega Mouse video game? He asked. I'm on level 12. Morty, Ben, and Fred glared at Theo. We beat 12 ages ago. Morty scoffed. In fact, they had only made it to level 13 the weekend before. Oh, Theo laughed. I suppose I'm not a very good gamer. No kidding, Morty snickered. We only played with the best. Theo blushed as Morty, Fred, and Ben left the table. Everyone scampered to the soccer field except Theo, who walked sadly to the bus. Even with Theo gone, the others were still talking about his skills. I need a way for everyone to see he's a loser. Morty thought he used his nose for trouble to make a plan. Stinky Thursday. Morty got up early on Thursday morning, reaching in the fridge and grabbed a stinky chunk of forgotten cheese. That's gross. It was green in color with blackish purple spots and patches of white fuzz. Morty tucked it in his backpack, secured into the classroom before anyone else arrived. He scribbled a note, "Stinky lunch for Stinky Theo." He placed the note over the nasty chunk of and stuck it in Theo's desk. By the time the bell rang, the awful smell was everywhere. "Yuck," said Rotten. "Yuck. Sick. Rotten. Gross." The students squeaked, holding their paws over their nose. Miss Snicker Whisker held a handkerchief over her handkerchief. "Smells like someone forgot to take their lunch bags home," she said. Clear everything out of your desk." Theo placed a few paper on his chair before he pulled out the purported cheese. Morty watched him read the note. Were Theo's eyes watering from the smell or the note? Morty wondered. Theo brought the stinky bundle to Miss Snickerwell. "I guess I forgot this cheese in my desk. I'm sorry," Theo muttered. He crumpled the note in his hand. "That's all right, Theo," Miss Snickerwhisker replied. "It was just a mistake." The class stared in silence as Theo returned to his desk. "No wonder he has a stinky breath," Morty says quietly to Miss Snickerwhisker. Wouldn't hear. The mice around him giggled, and Theo grew red with embarrassment. Morty was satisfied. No one likes a smelly mouse, he thought with delight. Friends on Friday. The next morning before school, Mother called Morty. "There's someone here for you." Morty scampered to the door and saw Theo. "Good morning," Theo said nervously. "Good morning," Theo said nervously. May I walk with you to the school?" "I don't know. I have to meet Ben and Fred," Morty said. He started to leave. Theo walked with him. You're lucky to have best friends," Theo said with a sigh. "We move a lot, so I never have any for long." What a loser, Morty thought, but he couldn't help but feel a little guilty about picking on Theo. "I know you put the cheese in my desk," Theo said. "Why did you tell me?" Morty asked. "Why didn't you tell on me?" Morty asked. Theo took a soccer ball out of his backpack and started kicking it as they walked. "You don't like me," he said, "but I don't understand why." "I want to be your friend because it seems as if we enjoy the same things. If you don't want to be my best friend, that's cool, but I hope we can at least be nice to each other." Morty felt awful. He had no real reason to dislike Theo. Along with his charm and soccer moves, Morty realized that Theo had a quality he really admired. He was forgiving. Theo knew how to be a friend. Morty remembered when he was younger and his mother talked about being green with envy. She told him that jealousy is a bad feeling that can hurt everyone. That what Morty remembered was green and a word that sounded like jelly. Morty finally realized what he couldn't stand. Theo Morty was buried in green slime. Slimy green. Morty looked down at his feet. I was really mean to you, he admitted. I shouldn't have been. You're not so bad, he patted Theo on the back. Theo smiled. It's okay, he said. So we're good? We're good, Morty agreed. By Saturday, Morty, Ben, and Fred had become Morty, Ben, and Fred, and Theo. They were always the most popular mice, but with Theo in our group, Morty, Ben, and Fred soon became kinder mice. Glossary, yeah. This one was short, and I got my stars. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe.